Share your love and creativity for baking. Bake more memories with tried and trusted Royal Baking Powder.
Previously on the Tastemaster SA, contestants faced their toughest judges yet, a group of hungry kids. Working in teams of 4, they had just 2 hours on the clock to produce 80 baked items. Teamwork makes the dream work, and for the blue team with Nolan, Damien, Molly and Lizelle, it paid off, saving them from elimination. But for Max, Fifi, Glenda and Lasejo, the pressure is on as they now bake to keep their place in the competition.
We're all very nervous. I think because there's so little of us, it's going to be a tough one.
I'm actually so sleep deprived this week. Elimination challenges just get me in all the worst ways.
The competition is certainly heating up. Here we are again, another elimination.
The pressure is getting very real at this stage of the competition. The 4 of you will be baking for your lives today, as this is no ordinary elimination challenge. This is the final elimination challenge before the top 6. That's right. Today, 2 of you will be going home.
2 people are going home.
Out of 4,
I am so shocked right now. It's like a huge rock was thrown at me.
Right, on that note, on to this week's theme. The Cape Winelands is known worldwide not only for its beautiful scenery and its wine, but also for its amazing food. And if you've ever been to an estate for a tasting, you will have noticed one item that always appears on the menu, and that is a decadent cheese board.
I'm not really a fan of cheese boards, so I don't know what the judges will be expecting. I'm not a cheese person. I didn't grow up eating cheese. It worries me.
For this challenge, we want to see your Tastemaster spin on this Winelands classic.
To inspire you for today's challenge, we're sending you off to a beautiful wine estate where you will meet today's guest judge. Go off, enjoy.
I'm just not ready to go home. Like, I'm not available for going home this week.
De Crendel is probably one of the oldest farms in the area, dating back about 300 years. And as well as producing amazing wines on the farm, we also have a great casual fine dining restaurant. Everything is plated elegantly and the flavors are really delicious. I've been a pastry chef for 15 years. After I studied, I went and worked under Chef Peter Tempelhoff at the Greenhouse, and then I moved here and I've been here for 6 years. We invited the contestants to the Crendel Wine Farm today to show them some of the things that we have on our cheese board to give them some inspiration for their challenge.
You should know by now, I love a good excursion. I love being in the winelands.
I'm so excited about the Masterclass. I think it's going to be very cool. We get to go to a very beautiful place. I don't know if this tasting is going to include the wine on the side, but I'm available if it is.
Hi, welcome to the Crendel Wine Estate. My name is Amy, I'm the pastry chef here. Today we're going to show you some inspiration for your cheese board challenge. First, Daryl is going to explain to you the different cheeses you'll have available for the challenge, and then we will show you some dishes to give you some more inspiration. All right, Daryl, take it away.
Thank you, Amy. Welcome, contestants. So I'm going to talk you through a few things today. The one being the texture and the different mouthfeel and aromas of the cheeses. Okay, so first up, I'm going to talk us through our cheddar. Can anyone guess what the primary flavor note is of our cheddar? Any guesses? Sour. In terms of texture, when you feel it, it's smooth and waxy, and you'll also notice that it's very crumbly. So the reason why it's crumbly is because there's less milk fat than what there is in the Gouda. So if you compare the cheddar to the Gouda is much softer, it's much firmer. You can feel the texture of the cheese, and from a tasting perspective, it's much sweeter. Okay, so now I'll talk you through our specialty cheeses. We've got our Camembert over here, as well as our Brie, and then also our blue cheese. Yes, Molly?
I just wanted to ask, what's the difference between Camembert and Brie?
So the main difference is the amount of the content of milk fat used. Brie uses about 65% milk fat content, whereas Camembert uses about 45%. Okay, then we've got our blue cheese, and you'll notice that this is probably one of the most visual appealing cheeses we've got. Again, It's probably one of the most sequent cheeses that we have. So you'll find sharp, tangy notes, but the nice part is that the blue streaks really make it visually appealing. So I think from an aesthetics perspective, it's going to add a lot of value to your cheese boards. This is our cream cheese. It's thick and smooth, and it's nice and fluffy. So perfect for baking and perfect for cheese boards. Good luck, contestants. I'm sure you guys are going to have a lot of fun with this challenge. Thank you.
So kaasbord is my ding. Ek love it. En ek sal baie graag wil leer om dit met verskeie goed nog beter te maak.
Now that you guys have learned a bit more about the different types of cheeses, Chef Ian and I are going to show you some more ideas and inspirations for you to use in your cheese boards.
It's always important when you have a cheese board to have texture, sweet, sourness, salty.
From this masterclass, I'm hoping to learn about different techniques and pairing tastes.
We've got the creamy blue cheese with a celery and apple little salad. And then we've got the camembert, which is just crumbed with panko, breadcrumbs and sesame seeds and fried. Here we've got the mature cheddar with some sunflower seeds. We've got a sultana, pear and ginger chutney. There we've got a romesco butter, which is a red pepper kind of butter, and then a blueberry and fig compote. That will go really well with your brie. Hi, Fifi.
Just wanted to know if you can use spices and what spices balances well with cheese.
You can, like for instance we used here, there's ginger in there and that works really well with the cheese, and then paprika in the romesco, that also works really well with the cheese.
I think the most important thing is the balance, that you don't have too many spices that it overpowers the cheese. And now onto the bakes. This is a cornbread and cider bread. So we first mix the flour with the baking powder, salt, and then the cream sweet corn, the apple cider, and then we just mix it really well and then put it into the tins, and then we sprinkle the top with some cheese and then baked it in the oven. The baking powder and the cider helps it rise really nicely, so it's really nice and light, and the corn obviously works well with the cheese and the flavors as well. And then this is a sesame and cumin cracker. Obviously the spices also work really nicely with the cheeses, and it's really nice and crisp and adds a lot of texture. We decided to make a sweet idea for you guys as well, using cream cheese. So we made a vanilla cheesecake with a caramel glaze, and then on top we have crystallized pecan nuts, which also would work really well on a cheese board. And then there are vanilla meringues and a vanilla dulce cremo. Now that we have given you some ideas, hopefully you guys can come up with some crazy ones yourself. And who wants to come up and try?
Yes, please. Biggest thing I'm learning just watching these chefs are their flavor balances and how they've profiled everything. It's not too overpowering, it's not too underwhelming either.
I'm enjoying the fried cheese, the camembert. It's delicious.
I'm enjoying that we get to taste all of these lovely cheeses at the end.
The cheesecake was delicious. Now everything was just perfect.
Obviously, going forward, when I go to the wine farm, I'm going to have a cheese board, not just wine.
Coming up, Max, Fifi, Glenda and Lasejo compete in the highest stakes elimination challenge yet.
Why not order from your oven? With precision, raise your standards and make it matter. AEK. Challenge the expected. Share your love and creativity for baking. Bake more memories with tried and trusted Royal Baking Powder.
I hope you've had a wonderful time in the Winelands. Please let's welcome our guest judge, Chef Amy Crow.
Hi judges. Hi contestants, it's nice to see you again.
A lot at stake with today's challenge, because after today's bake, half of you will be going home. Now, for the details of today's challenge. You need to present the ultimate Parma cheese platter, containing at least 3 of the cheeses from our pantry. We want to see at least 2 baked items, one of which must be a cracker, and we want to see a preserve of some sorts. The rest, it's up to you.
Today, you will have 2 hours for this bake.
Are you guys ready to bake more memories?
Yes.
Your time starts in 3, 2, 1, get baking.
Woo! Good luck, guys. Good luck.
I'm feeling focused, actually, quite calm and collected at this point. I have a lot of things I want to get done in this amount of time, so I just need to keep my head down and go for it.
I'm a bit worried. I'm scared. I don't want to mess it up. I tend to lose track of time, and that is something that I do not want to do today.
I'm feeling a bit nervous. This is out of my comfort zone. So most of the things that I'm baking today are the things I've never done them before.
I'm making a citrus marmalade to go with my cheese board. I find that citrus is not something that I've seen used to go with cheese, so I feel like I want to push boundaries today.
I'm making a bacon and onion jam. So I've got my bacon cooking over here. I actually need to stir him. I'm sauteing a big batch of onions because I want to put some beautifully sauteed onions in quite a few different things. I'm making a Merlot and blueberry jam. Making a beer bread. I'm making quite a plain cracker actually, like a olive oil and smoked salt cracker, just because I think having hugely flavored crackers with all that will just be too much.
I'm actually approaching this challenge in things that I know and products that I'm very familiar with. So I will be baking rolls, avocado, feta cheese, hummus type of a dip. I'll also do a raspberry preserve and then have baked some of my cheese. I'm literally baking my brie cheese and I will fry my camembert, that one. I'll be making scones for one of my bakes, and then for my cracker, I'll be making a sablé biscuit that's going to be herbed. And then I'll just have some whipped feta as well as just cheddar the way it is. And I'm gonna try and make my own cream cheese using Parmalat milk and see how that works out for me.
Today I'll be making rosemary crackers and whole wheat crackers with blue cheese dip and pineapple chutney, and I'll be baking camembert with rosemary and garlic.
Hi Lesego, how's it going?
Hi, it's going pretty good. It's still early stages.
It is still early, but you know, the time flies in this kitchen.
It really does. It really does.
So you're chopping up some citrus peel. What is that for?
I'm making a citrus marmalade. So I was hoping to bring out the bitterness of the cheese with the bitterness of the citrus fruits.
Okay, because I was going to ask you, you're leaving quite a lot of the pith, which is the bitter part, but I guess that's your motivation.
That is on purpose.
Hi Fifi.
Hello. I hear that everything you're making today, you're making for the very first time.
Yes.
Is that bravery or is that just crazy?
It's crazy.
A bit of both.
Yeah.
Lots of interesting ingredients going on there. We've got olives, we've got anchovies, we've got capers. What's the inspiration?
Honestly, I just Googled ideas. And this is what made sense to me.
Okay.
Yes.
Hopefully it makes sense to us when we eat it too. Hey, Amy? Glenda, lots of produce, lots of everything here. There's biltong, there's meat, there's cheese. What is going on here?
Some of the things are literally for when I put up my cheese board.
Tell us about your baked items.
My plan today is to literally bake mini or tiny dinner rolls.
Dinner rolls, okay, so you're making a bread component. You know, Fritz is the king of bread. Does that make you extra nervous or is that part of your strategy?
He'll literally be having my version of bread. So yeah, I'll be giving him a taste of what we eat at home.
I am making too much again and I hate myself for it. I know that I'm doing this and I also know I could cut things right now and I can't. I'm almost compulsive.
Max, a very busy work surface here. You got lots planned, hey?
I get too many ideas and then I don't really want to give any up, so I try and do them all.
I mean, busy counter, but also busy stove. So
yes,
we got bacon.
I'm making bacon, onion jam, my favorite. I'm making a Merlot and blueberry preserve, actually.
Oh.
This is going to be like a pear and raisin chutney with mustard seeds.
Yeah, well, we can't wait for your cheese party. Good luck, Max.
Thank you.
My sablé biscuit is pretty straightforward. It's just some flour, almond flour, some eggs, butter, sugar, and my basil herbs that have been freeze-dried. The secret to making a perfect cracker is unfortunately a secret I don't have because this is my first time making a savory biscuit.
In my chutney, it's all spices, red onion and pineapple and raisins. I've already mixed my batter and I still have to make my dips. Time is starting to get to me, but I'll be fine.
I hope I'm making the perfect amount. We do have 2 hours, but I am actually mildly concerned that I don't have any bread going, and I really need to do that like now.
In here, I've got rosemary sage and raspberries and a little bit of cornstarch in my preserve. And I just need to cook it down a bit such that it thickens up. And once it thickens up, I'm not going to literally put this through a sieve. I'm just going to pick out the greeneries, and I hope it does work for the cheese board.
I'm using my royal baking powder in the quick bread I'm making today, which is really, really cool because normally bread has to sit and proof for a little while, and this is instant quick bread. Plug on at the wall, and the my beautiful little KitchenAid was on, so now we have an unknown amount of flour and baking powder inside and an unknown amount outside, but we will just keep freestyling.
Oftentimes when you see a cracker, it's nice and thin and delicate, so that's what I'm going for with my little biscuits as well. So I don't want them too thick because then they're going to be doughy in the middle, and that's not going to be nice. I have an extra silicone mat on top of my biscuits so that they don't puff up too much and they are nice and crisp and narrow.
What is this for, Brenda?
I'm just letting the sage steep a bit, and then once it's done, I'm going to remove it and then recook it again.
So what is it, a compote?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The more questions she asks me, the more I start to visualize my bake, and if there are things that need to be changed, it's an opportune time to actually make changes.
Your baked items?
Not yet in, but coming in now.
Don't forget your nuts. Have we baked anything yet?
No.
Not yet?
Not yet.
Not worried?
No.
Okay. Glad to see you're keeping things clean.
I was doing so well and I was being so cognizant of it, and then I missed flour everywhere.
You got oven gloves in your flour there, flour all over the place.
Literally, I'm racing here.
We've got grapes roasting as well. Really a lot going on here, hey?
Yeah, there is. Who likes a boring cheese board?
Nobody.
My plan for my jam was to have some chili powder as well as chili flakes. I can't find the chili powder anywhere and I don't have time to be looking around, so I just bump up with the chili flakes and hope that will give the spiciness that I want.
Lesejo, are you using a thermometer for your marmalade or are you just eyeballing it?
No, there's actually a trick that I learned. You take a saucer, put it in the fridge, take it out, pour some marmalade. If it forms like a little wrinkle,
yeah.
Yes, and then you'll know it's ready.
Okay, so your sauce is in the freezer, hey?
I'm gonna put my saucer in the freezer.
Yeah, because you don't want to over reduce this, otherwise it'll stick to our teeth and that's not a marmalade-y experience. Okay, I'll just watch your marmalade while you do whatever you do.
I decided to go with a blue cheese dip instead of just putting blue cheese there in the board.
I'm roasting tomatoes, olives, and they're gonna go on top of my bakery. My beer bread's in the oven, which is very concerning because I was worried about that. I've got my pickles in the fridge. I've pickled some carrot and cucumber, which is gonna be so yummy for that like fresh tang. And then I need to get going on my cheese elements as soon as I've done this cracker, actually.
I'm using royal baking powder as a leavening agent for my scones. Scones may seem like an odd choice for a cheese board, but I will scale them down to a nice dainty size so that they go with everything on my cheese board. So yeah, I think it's gonna work. I'm fine. Everything is going according to plan, sort of. I just need to start working on my cracker and then start with the stuff that needs the blender. And I should be fine with things that I still need to literally bake. I forgot to put butter in my scone mixture, so I'm gonna grate it in. The butter really just acts as adding some air and flakiness, so I can still at this stage achieve that, so it's not that much of a train smash.
Up next, with pressure mounting, how will Lesejo's improvisation pay off in her final bake? Choose Parmalat for better lunches, better dinners, and better family time. Parmalat makes life better and better.
Parmalat. This is my brie cheese, and it's the first time I'm working with it. I'm going to be baking it. It will have herbs on top and drizzled with a little bit of honey, and I'm gonna put it in the oven for like 20 minutes or so. I literally chewed on rosemary and honey, and the combination worked well for me, and I had tried it with cheese, and it worked.
Hi Glenda, I see you put something in the oven. What did you put in there?
I've put in the brie cheese. I don't like cheese personally, but today I have to love it such that I can actually get to a point of having something on my plate.
Okay, so you've got camembert, you've got brie, and you've got?
And I'm going to be using feta in my dip, and I'm going to also have Gouda cheese as well as the white cheddar. The white cheddar is literally being used on my bread rolls just to give the crust a little bit of that crustiness.
Okay, Glenda, we're going to give you some spice so that you can dab. Good luck, eh?
Thank you.
Everything's tasting quite sweet, but very flavoursome. I just worried it's too sweet, but it's also a jam, which is a very sweet thing. So, yeah, but I actually can't overthink that right now. I've got crackers to get in the oven, so I'm going to focus on that.
So Fifi, you're doing a chutney here for us, obviously.
Yes.
And that seems to be like an olive tapenade. Is that what you're going for?
Yes. My dough is ready. I just need to roll it and cut it and bake it.
That sounds like good time management to me.
Yes.
Personal question. Are you willing and ready to take out Le Sejo?
I'm not in a competition with the Sejo. I just want us to. No, I'm just hoping we go to the
finals together.
To the finals
That's
together.
That's a nice dream, Fifi. Contestants, we are halfway in. 1 hour left to go.
Keep on going, guys.
Come on. Max, you just put your crackers in.
Yes.
Okay. You've gone quite simple, am I right?
Yeah, kind of like a water biscuit, but just with a little bit, like a bit of pepper, basically.
Yeah, that's cute, and a great strategy of keeping it small.
So that it bakes in time.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, Max. Good luck with it.
Thank you.
I've baked my brie cheese, I've toasted my nuts, my preserve is cooling, and here I'm making my cracker.
With 50 minutes left to go, I'm only left with preparing my cheese board and baking the crackers. Time is on my side. I'm just hoping and crossing fingers that everything blends well and the judges will enjoy what I'm preparing for them.
These beer breads actually baked so well in this oven. I put it about 5 degrees lower than I normally would, just to give it time to cook through, because I did put quite a lot of cheddar into this mix. Look at him go.
La la. I love the oven, it bakes everything so perfectly. Look at my scones, they're so cute. I'm so excited to taste one. I'll only know if adding my butter later on affected my scones when I bite into one, so I'm just waiting for them to cool, but butter's always good, so I'm not worried. Because I had time to spare, I decided to make another sablé biscuit, but this time a sweet one. For my sweet sablé, I'm going to be adding some freeze-dried strawberries just for that little bit of color and some flavor as well. I love sweet and savory, so I'm adding them onto my cheese board. And also, don't tell the judges, but I don't think I made enough of the savory biscuits.
It's cream cheese mixed with toasted cashews, a bit of bacon, some caramelized onions, some pepper dews, a bit of fresh thyme, and then I'm just shoving them into a pepper. I'm gonna slice little wheels after I put in the fridge just to harden up a little.
I'm not very confident about my bread baking skills. I don't bake bread at all, but it's something that is necessary for this challenge. Hopefully the bacon time. So yeah.
I'm rolling out my batter for wheat crackers. I think this is thin enough. I'm just gonna cut them and put them in the pan and bake them.
Glenda?
Yes?
Obviously I've got a soft spot for biltong, but I need to check in with you on the components that you're actually making. I just don't want you to put too much expectation on the items that you just have to place on your platter.
And forget about the things that we have to bake. Yes, true that.
Go for it. Lesego, I have to ask, I'm very proud of you for making your own cream cheese, and I think, you know, that's a fine idea on any other day when you have so much access to great cheeses and you wouldn't regret spending the time on that instead of another component to your platter.
You know what? I'm done with that.
You're not thinking like that anymore.
I'm not making that cream cheese no more because you put it in the universe, so yeah, I'm done.
Fifi, you're working at a extremely rapid pace. What's happening?
I'm not happy with my dough, so I'm gonna try to make another cracker dough.
Another cracker dough. What went wrong?
This doesn't look okay at all.
Yeah, this is a very worked dough, eh? Yeah, it's completely pulling back into this tight ball shape. So what's the plan now? Same dough, same recipe, and you're gonna see if it comes out differently. 30 minutes left. Do you have enough time to complete this?
I'm not sure. Instead of putting olive oil, I'm gonna put butter and hope it comes out well. It only takes 10 to 15 minutes to bake. We have 30 minutes left to finish everything, so I think I can make it.
My strawberry biscuits come out and I'm really happy with the way that they look. They taste better than the herbed ones, but I'm gonna put both of them on the cheese board anyway.
Max, that's very pretty. That's going to come out nice.
These ones have seeds in them, which I like, you know, like a bit of texture from the seeds actually. So just like a bit of interest without too much flavor being overpowered.
Right, everybody, attention please. You only have 20 minutes left. So your crackers should be cracking, your cheese should be cheesing.
Well done. Come on, guys. Let's finish strong.
I'm very happy with my crackers. They taste good. They're still hot at this point in time. I just hope that as they cool, they will snap. I'm beating some coriander because I'm going to try and make a herb oil to nestle inside my cream cheese from Parmalat. I'm adding olive oil bit by bit so that the color can develop and the flavor of the coriander can infuse.
I still need to put my cheese on the platter and I'm waiting for the crackers to bake. I hope it bakes well.
I might need some extra space on this board for all of the things I need to go on here. Yeah, I don't know, let me start. We can always have a double board situation.
With 10 minutes to go, I still have to make my avo dip and then just chop up a bit of cheese. And yeah, I'm good to go. When I'm done pounding my coriander oil, I get it into a cheesecloth and I squeeze out as much of the oil as possible.
5 minutes to go, guys. Let's push.
Come on, let's push.
My crackers are still in the oven. I'm just gonna leave it there for 3 minutes more, and then I'll take them out when we are left with 2 minutes.
I still have not made my dip. I'm worried if it doesn't get to be on my plate or on my board, I may go home. I was thinking I could toss this feta in some caster sugar, brulee it, and have little crispy marshmallowy bits of feta cheese.
I actually feel like I'm blacking out for real. I quite literally cannot think about anything. I just want to make sure that the things I actually did make are on the board, but I don't think that they are.
I'm very frazzled, I'm overwhelmed, so I hope that I can pull myself together, pull my cheese board together and present something beautiful.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Stop baking, stop plating.
Woo,
well done.
Well done, everybody.
Yeah.
How did I forget?
Time is up and my rosemary crackers are not on the board. I'm worried because it's one of my other baked elements. I feel like I'm going home. The challenge is we must put 2 bakes and I only have 1 bake there. And I was on time, I had finished everything on time. It's not like I forgot them. It's just that the time is over. This is the end for me. True. And I was so proud of myself.
I made such a yummy cream cheese mixture with like bacon, roasted cashews, onion. But we shall never know what that tastes like because it is not on the board. The last 3 minutes were the quickest 2 seconds of my life, so things just had to be put on the board and I just slipped my mind. But my bakes are on, my preserve relishes are on, so I hope that that's okay, but yeah, I'm really not actually sure.
My stomach is in knots right now, but yeah, it is what it is. It's a rustic type of a cheese board. It's not too colorful, but I'm very happy.
Overall, I am happy with what I've baked, what I've presented, the way that I've included my cheeses, and I just hope everything works together. I hope the judges enjoy.
You too can get involved and bake more memories by participating in this week's viewer competition.
We want to see your rendition of this challenge. Create a beautiful cheese platter with at least 2 baked items using royal baking powder. Upload it onto socials by replying to the competition post and using the hashtag #TasteMasterSA. You could win a KitchenAid stand mixer plus a Palmla tamper worth R1,000.
Happy baking and good luck.
Up next, contestants present their cheese boards to the judges as a double elimination awaits.
Share your love and creativity for baking. Bake more memories with tried and trusted royal baking powder.
Judges, a lot riding on this challenge, and you can definitely see the pressure get to them near the end. Everyone was in a rush.
Absolutely. I think in theory, it sounds like a very simple challenge. Plus the simplicity makes them overthink matters. So some will do too much, some will do too little, but at the end of the day, it's got to be an impressive collaboration of items that work well together with each other with an excellent technical bake.
I'm really excited to see how they took on this challenge and made their cheese board interesting and different and maybe something really creative and original.
On that note, shall we taste?
Let's.
Bring on the first board.
There is some doubt in what I've prepared, and I am a bit more scared and nervous about the outcome of today's
Thank you, Lesego.
bake.
Lesego, this looks great. Thank you very much. How did you experience this challenge?
I didn't really comprehend the difficulty that comes with the pairing of flavors that are gonna go well with the cheese, but I think I managed just enough.
Yeah, I'm excited to taste, shall we?
Yes, let's.
Ooh. Lesego, delicious. These herb crackers in particular are sensational. The texture, the flavor, just enough herb. Also, they look really beautiful, so you nailed those. My only sort of complaint is that maybe you let your marmalade go a little bit too far, just because it's difficult to eat, especially in those strands. It's a little bit spicy in some areas, but having said that, I think this board is really, really great.
Thank you.
The texture of your sweet cracker was also really nice and crumbly. I really enjoyed that. And the scone, I was a bit worried that it was going to end up being very heavy, but it was really light. Also, the herb oil tasted delicious. It really was a nice fresh element to the cheese platter.
It really lifted that whole combination of the creamy cheese and the spicy marmalade, etc. I thought that was delicious, but from a baking perspective, you nailed it.
Thank you.
Good job.
Well done, Lesego.
Thank you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
I don't know if I've done enough to get me through to the top 6, but I can only hope and pray.
Hi, Glenda.
Glenda, how are you feeling after today's bake?
A little bit nervous about today, but I enjoyed the challenge. I enjoyed playing with different cheeses. So yeah, I'm quite excited to host the challenge.
Well, you ready to taste?
Ready, especially that Avo. Will you crack open the rosemary one?
Yes.
Yes.
Just want to have a small taste of everything. Glenda, I would have to say my highlight of this entire compilation is your little crackers. They are delicious, and they're so delicate and flavorful and in balance. The rosemary is quite overwhelming. It felt like it was the dominating flavor of your entire platter.
I personally really liked your jam. I thought the acidity and sweetness of it was really nice. The rolls had delicious flavor. I also thought personally I would have liked them maybe a little bit lighter. My other thing that I could suggest was maybe adding a little bit of acidity to your avocado. It would bring out the flavor of the avo a bit more and also help it make it a bit fresher.
These crackers are sensational. They are an absolute triumph. I enjoyed the rosemary flavor in your cheese. So I thought the sweetness and the herbaceousness and the ooze of the cheese all worked well. But when you started tasting it in other elements, it did overpower, like Fritz said. But I love that you experimented as well. So we're always telling you to push yourself. So you can be very proud of yourself, Glenda. Thank you so much.
I'm shocked, but at the same time, I'm happy, given the fact that I didn't think I'll get any positive feedback, as it was the first time doing anything in that challenge. But I'm happy.
2 people are going home, which is right now I feel like I'm one of them, because the cracker is one of the most important elements.
Hi Fifi.
Hello.
Thank you so much, this looks great. So obviously you had an unfortunate event today with the setback of the dough that didn't come out right. The next bake didn't actually make it onto your platter today. In a positive light, what do we have to look forward to in the rest of your items?
I'm excited about the cracker and the blue cheese dip.
Let's dig in. Yums. Fifi, I really enjoyed the components on your cheese board. This cracker is really delicious. I love the texture of it. I love the flavor, the nuttiness that it has. This blue cheese dip is something that I want to sort of lather all over myself. It's that good. Really, really tasty. And that offset with the sweetness of that tropical pineapple chutney. What a great combination.
I loved your pineapple chutney. I thought the spices in there and the flavors, they were great. And your tapenade was delicious.
Thank you very much.
I was actually not so crazy about anything except the chutney. Very, very well balanced, great flavors. Goes so well with the cheeses, so well done on that. Yeah, thank you. Well done.
Thank you, Fifi.
Carrying the board to the judges feels heavy, literally, because this is a heavy board, but it feels really heavy on my heart because there's literally a 50% chance that I'm going to be going home today.
Thank you, Max.
Everything looks great. How did you find today? Did everything go as planned?
Today was a lot of fun. It didn't go as planned.
You set out to do a lot and you did a lot. We're excited to try it. Thank you, Max.
Thank you.
Let's dig in. The blueberry one.
Blueberry and wine.
Oh.
Overall, Max, a very good job. I personally really did enjoy your bread. There was a nice texture, nice and crumbly, very light. Your crackers were, however, a little bit chewy. They weren't as crumbly and snappy as you would hope a cracker to be. Your bacon jam was delicious. I really liked it, especially with the baked cheese. It complemented the baked cheese really nicely.
That little beer bread is absolutely delicious because it is so moist and light, as mentioned, and the cheese component is just in balance to still be a good accompaniment to the array of components that you served here today, which is obviously a flavor festival. Just because nothing is quite standard. I mean, that pate is surprised me a lot. Your wineberry jam was absolutely delicious. So nice and tart and fresh and to the point.
I love the generosity of your cheese board. I think every single component that you made was well thought out. It wasn't just there so that you could add something extra. I love what you did with the cheeses. You enhanced their flavor and you made them extra interesting. For me, your crackers, these I didn't mind. I thought they were crumbly, they had a bit of flavor, a bit of texture, enjoyed those. Almost broke my tooth on the round ones. I think maybe if you roll them out thinner and bake them for just a little bit shorter, they would be perfect. Your pickle was very acidic for me. I think it needed a little bit more sweetness to balance it out. But having said that, the rest of your relishes were just sensational. So yeah, certainly a cheese board that I wouldn't frown at if it was given to me at a wine estate. So well done, Max.
Sure, thank you so much.
Thank you. Remember, you too can bake more memories and get involved in this week's viewer competition.
Create a beautiful Winelands style cheese platter containing at least 2 baked items using royal baking powder. Upload it onto socials by replying to the competition post and using the hashtag #TasteMasterSA. You could win a KitchenAid stand mixer plus a Parmalat hamper worth R1,000.
Happy baking!
Contestants, well done on executing today's challenge. I believe that you guys have realized that putting together the perfect cheese platter is harder than you expected.
Today we had possibly our most difficult deliberation yet. Some good news first. We have chosen a winner of today's challenge because their cheese platter would fit in most seamlessly on a Winelands menu. The winning platter belonged to Max. Congratulations.
And Max, to symbolize your win today, here's your very cute Parmalat cheese pin.
Thank you so much. This is so cool. Thank you.
Well done.
Hearing that Max is safe, it really makes my nervousness peak. I'm so scared.
So contestants, as you know, today we have a very unique and unfortunate situation in which we have to send 2 of you home.
The first person leaving the Tastemaster is...
One thing I learned in this competition is that anything can happen. So now I'm just hoping not to go home.
Fifi. Fifi, we felt that your pineapple chutney was sensational. However, it's a shame that you weren't able to finish the task and we only had 1 baked item, the cracker. We also felt that your cheese platter selection wasn't as elevated and as complex as the others. But what an amazing effort. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show. Thank you for your beautiful smile. Thank you for all the emotions. We're sad to see you go.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. I was not really expecting to come this far. I'm proud of myself and I appreciate every little thing that I've learned here. By just being in the competition, I honestly feel like a winner.
Thank you, Fifi.
This was a milestone. We'll never ever forget this. Considering it was my first time on TV.
The next person to leave the Tastemaster kitchen is...
Just standing there, my hands are shaking a little and I'm breathing heavy. I don't know what to think. And yeah, I'm just waiting to find out which one of us are safe.
Glenda. Glenda, the level of competition was just so high today. And unfortunately, you just fell short of the mark that your fellow contestants had set in this specific challenge. Your presence, your contribution was such a blessing and such a treat to us. I know everybody has grown extremely fond of you, not just here in the Tastemaster kitchen, but in South Africa.
Like, yo, my pinky up. Oh, I love you. Lisecha, I mean, these contestants today were just on another level, but I wouldn't have done anything less. I knew I had to go into this challenge and give it my all and make it a point that I make people at home are watching proud. And yeah, going forward, I'll literally go to wine farms and not just drink wine. And make the point that I eat cheese and learn a little bit more about it. Thank you.
Well done, and thank you.
Thank you. I've actually grown to be a person who's more inquisitive, who wants to know more, learn more when it comes to the culinary space. I now don't just see myself as a cake maker. So yeah, I'm really grateful for the opportunity.
Right now, both of you clearly understand that at this stage of the competition, you need to step up your game. Focus and execute. This is still a competition. We'll see you in the next round.
I am relieved, but I'm also actually quite overwhelmed. Just at the energy in the space, it feels like so much loss, actually.
Today's the day that marks how seriously I take the competition and how much I really want to win.
Congratulations to our episode 6 viewer winner, Jonathan Pillay, who aced the cookies and milk challenge, creating gooey pecan choc chip cookies paired with a caramel coffee milkshake. Jonathan walks away with a brand new KitchenAid stand mixer and a 1,000 Rand Parmalat hamper.
Another feel-good production.